So first to start, as I am a huge fan of the Nolan Batman movies, The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, I have to compare this movie to these two movies. And it doesn't hold up, but it comes pretty close. But what is good in this movie is some of the action scenes. One is when Batman rolls right out of the flames after a car chase with the Penguin, and that's a really epic scene in the movie. And one other epic scene is the stadium fight with the Riddler supporters when Batman almost falls down to the ground, but he is saved by Catwoman. And what's also interesting in this movie is that you have another villain than you are used to see, the Riddler. Mainly, you are used to see the Joker and Bane, and they are all over the Batman movies. So it's interesting to see some new blood in the villain department, and he gives Batman all these riddles he needs to solve, and that's one thing I think is very exciting about the movie. But while Paul Dano does a good job as the Riddler, I also think that Corey Michael Smith does a better one in the Gotham series, season 3. If you haven't seen that season, you won't know what I'm talking about. But while I think he did a good job, he is sort of like a darker version. Yes, we don't know this person. I feel that Corey Michael Smith makes you more terrified of his Riddler version than the Paul Dano one. One other thing I really liked from the movie is that Batman is introduced very early into the movie, and it kinda hooks the viewer right into the story. I mean, this is a very well struck movie with the music, the plot, the action, the story. It all hangs very tight together and makes you forget that this is almost a 3-hour movie. Because in most around 3-hour movies, there is also an element of boredom that kind of throws you off the story. But that is not the case in this movie, and that's a strong statement to take out of it. However, I will also like to say that there's one character that doesn't make me really invested in this movie, and that's the character of Catwoman. Okay, yes, Zoe Kravitz does a decent job, but the character is nothing memorable, and you have seen her too many times before, and I don't really feel invested in this character, and I don't feel there would have been a huge black hole if Catwoman hadn't been in the story. But that's just my view of things in this movie. Well, one thing you could have done to make this movie better is to give more screen time for John Turturro. He does a really good job as this mafia boss, Falcone. I mean, he is really believable in this role, and he shines the whole way through. If you could have seen some more of him in this movie, it would have been even better, because it is simply a marvelous performance from John Turturro. And it's also, I gotta say, hard to match the villain performances of the Joker in The Dark Knight and Bane in The Dark Knight Rises. That is just maybe too hard. Okay, yes, the Riddler villain performance is kinda cool, but maybe it is a bit too modern. But that seems to be the way of the day. I mean, you also saw in the Joker that Alec Baldwin was taken down on national TV at the same time as you see in this movie when the Riddler live streams these crazy events when he has kidnapped his victims and he is going to kill them. But I feel that is a modern touch. Yeah, I may think that I try to make it too modern, and that is simply just what they are trying to do. But I just feel that's a little bit of a way that is too modern, and it could have been a little more along with the Batman universe to make it less modern. But that is really just my opinion on the whole situation. As an ending note here, I would like to say that this is easily one of the best movies of the year. Maybe it is not an 8, but surely a solid 7. And this is, as I said, a very well struck movie. And please also give a comment if you have watched The Batman or after you have seen this movie. Thank you for watching.